How you do right there, buddy?
Check it out.
Check it out.
Sorry for this. Hold on, before you intro, I have to say that the lyrics to that song sound like one of your ex-boyfriends. Sorry.
Oh no!
I don't choose them very well.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
man.
say, just say.
All right, so what's up, everybody? This is Austin, back at you with another episode of the Book of Austin, Life of Detours podcast. It is Friday the 13th. I'm here with the crew. We got Mr. Zack Sandoval over here. It's been a whole year since his podcast. We got to figure out what's been going on with him and the things that are going on in the future for him. We have Mitch and Sammy here as well, who are part of what he's going to be talking about. Sammy is over in Cali. Which part of Cali are you in over there?
I'm in Santa Clarita, so by LA.
Yeah,
That's
just
what's up.
recently moved out there.
Hell yeah. And Mitch, you're from here?
Yeah, from Dallas.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay, dope. Yeah. So local boy over here.
Yep.
Too local. Well, you're kind of local. You're not
I mean,
from here, but you're from here.
I was born in here, but it's like I don't really fit in here.
Yeah. Okay, I can see
Agtown.
that.
Like literally, I was telling Sammy the other day. I messaged her and I said the more I'm growing, the more I grow to hate. The more I grow to love myself, the more I grow to hate Dallas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that too, man.
So
It's kind of how I feel about Arlington too. Damn.
Yeah,
but I'm in like the
same.
different part of Arlington.
Yeah.
You're over here chilling in the suburbs, bro. This is really chill over here.
It is. It's calm over here.
this is white privilegeville.
All right, so Zach, I kind of wanted to listen to our other podcast, but I didn't get around to it. And also,
Okay.
I remember most of it, and I remember you had just gotten done with your trip with Bryce, right? And your wreck had just happened a little bit before that. You were still working for
Paycom at
that
the time.
company, yep, right? And then
I just got back from Wakan, just like this year.
just like this year, yeah. So you got a bunch of stuff from Wakan. So just start to finish over the last year. What's kind of been going on with you, buddy?
Well, I mean, I'll kind of keep it short so we can get into all the other
got all
kind of
day,
fun
bro.
stuff. But really, kind of the short end of it, like as we ended last podcast, we were talking about how I was going to start my healing journey, or basically a new journey, a new chapter in my life. And I had it for the most part planned out, but as we all know with life, it doesn't normally go as planned. It's never in that straight line that you're expecting it to go to.
There's detours.
Yeah,
Detours,
exactly,
bro.
100%. The title of the show.
Mitch gets
And
it.
so essentially what happened was I ended up losing my job that was making very good money, but was also kind of affecting my health. But at the same time, I also had to take in some accountability for myself and my own actions for where I put myself in. And
How so? Sorry.
Since February when I lost my job as a result of one, being overworked, but also my issue with cocaine addiction that I've basically been working on recovering from over the past year. So
I don't know if we mentioned that in the last podcast. Did we?
well, we talked about kind of my addiction to it and how that's been the one drug that's been the one that I hate that I love, and that it's one
right.
that I'll never introduce to anybody.
Yeah.
But it really kind of took a downward spiral from that point after the accident, where I was essentially self-medicating with cocaine, and it had a quite drastic negative effect on me, as any
as it does, yeah.
as any misuse of a drug would. But it actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise, losing that job, because one, it was incredibly stressful and it was taking me away from what I was wanting to focus on. And it, in a lot of ways, when me and Sammy, we both kind of synced up at that exact moment, or we've always been really synced, but that was one real big sync moment because she also lost her job at around that same time. And we both realized that there was something that all three of us were working on, that we had this vision that we kind of realized that the universe, when it's about to grant you what you've been asking for, you suffer a great loss in order to make room for all that abundance that you're about to receive. But at the same time, the universe challenges you by throwing a challenge in your way that you need to overcome. And in my particular case, it was overcoming the addiction, as well as getting my mental health in order before I could even trust myself with being responsible with taking these two on a journey that we all kind of came to, and so that we could actually set a foundation for.
Yeah,
and so that's where kind of where we're at now. This whole year's been really just a focus on my passions, starting to actually put things in motion and put a plan together, overcoming various different challenges and situations that I've put myself in that I had to be accountable for, and actually start trying to right those wrongs and get myself in a better position, so that way us three could really tackle the bigger picture that we have pretty much lined up and ready for us to just.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is this stuff operational? We haven't mentioned what it is. We're going to come back to that, but is what we're talking about, is it operational yet, or is it something that's going to be coming soon? It's a lot of irons in the pot. Was it irons in the kennel or irons in the fire? Yeah. It's a lot of different things. So we do have one thing that is, as far as the overall company idea, we do have one that's already kind of in stone that we'll begin to start processing, but also Sammy, myself, and Mitch, we also have our individual projects that we're working on and creating our own individual brands that will also be offshoots of the larger picture. Okay. So when did you guys come together with this? So when did you reach out to these two, or who reached out to who, or how did it become a group effort rather than just a solo venture? It really it was very organic. All three of us really never had hung out we all three went to Wacan last year.
Yeah.
So literally
last minute.
Yeah, literally a couple of weeks before the last year's podcast was when all three of us went to Wacan. Me and Sammy, we had been planning on going, but it was one of those things where it's like, when you're trying to plan a festival, everything gets thrown in your way that tries to prevent you from going. Right. And if you can overcome it, then you're going to have one hell of an experience. And that was kind of what happened. Mitch was also kind of the same thing, like last minute. Like he knew he wanted to go, but kind of just threw everything together. He jumped in the car with us, and all three of us rode off to Wacan and definitely wooked it up pretty hard. Got a little tricky and started having some business plans going on, huh? Well, yeah, and it's like it was one of the and I'll let them also explain it too, so I'm not the one completely taking up the time on it, but it was one of the most organic and most enlightening experiences that I've ever had, that not only healed me from some of the things that I was doing and kind of finally cemented me in a path and a direction, but I had never been more in sync with anybody creatively than I was at Wacan. And it's just been something that's just been consistently fueling, and that all three of us didn't let simmer. They didn't let it kind of just fizzle out. We actually took action towards it. Yeah, we kept action. We stayed in contact, and we've been pushing each other through our various different things, and we're in the process of building a foundation for something that has the potential to be really, really fun and really life-changing for us, but also hopefully game-changing for the various industries that we're looking at. So let's quit teasing the people and tell them what we're talking about. So what in, however many words, how would you describe this venture that you guys are going on? Well, the best way I can describe it, we all three of us kind of just refer to it as the company. Is that what you're going to call it? Yeah, because we don't have like a specific name yet in mind for the overall idea, but it's going to have various different avenues. So, for example, the one brand that we do have locked down is our Wook's Closet vending side. That's the first time we've actually ever said that, so that's cool. Yeah. That's going to be our vending side of our overall company. That's going to helping us network and kind of get our vision of what it is to be a Wook. So vending at festivals. At festivals. So various different ideas that we don't really want to share out public yet, because it's going to be very unique to us in the way that we approach vending. Sammy has some amazing ideas as our, I guess we would say, our chief of marketing. Yeah, would be kind of Sammy's title, creative director or something like that. Yeah. So, creative director, I like that. There you go. But the overall idea is essentially a production company, something that's going to bring both artistic minds, music minds together in a true collaborative effort, and hopefully to bring some different events, apparel, brands, from podcasts to all various different avenues together to actually really kind of do something a little different than what we're seeing in the industry now. Because a lot of times, unless you go to like a specific curated show, each show it's not really all that different from one another. Like there's
I mean the act maybe it's like something of itself, but I mean the setup and all the
it's like to me like there's never really a big focus on the art aspect of it. Yeah, there's the visuals and the lasers and stuff like that, but it's always music with some art to complement it rather than it being a joint venture. And I think with some of the creative ideas that we have and some of the outputs we are thinking of, we'll be able to kind of really put something really cool together.
That's what's up, dude. Okay, yeah. Nice. So let's go ahead and talk to Sammy over there. And so, Sammy, so let's talk about just kind of you in general, like the things that you have going on and how it kind of ties into going with Zack on this journey, I guess.
Oh, man. So, a lot, I guess. I think like how Zack was mentioning beforehand, he was very much saying how organic everything had kind of placed itself into it, what went on, and how even meeting Mitch over at Wakan too was kind of like a organic place that just kind of started to sprout its own little buds of what we're creating. Mm-hmm. I have had ideas for like a production company in my own sense. I promoted for like some production companies out in Dallas, but overall, I would say that I was trying to do something like this, the podcast to start off with, where I now kind of shifted all of that into voice acting. So I came out to California kind of with that big idea of I'm out here maybe potentially going to maybe even go to like Cal Arts or some type of film or production kind of schooling to get into what I was going to put my persona, which is Good and Groovy, or G&G for short, which is kind of something that I'm still building. I'm still figuring out. As you can see, like building podcasts, doing what you do too, talking and creating this this environment where you can actually talk to people, make people come and sit down and talk to you. Articulating hard. All of like articulating all of that. Essentially, like I'm still, like I said, I just uprooted my life, and I moved to California on a basis of a dream, I guess. I mean, in any case, you could say that's crazy, that's insane, like to even say that that's possible. Because I mean, a lot of times in our lives, we want to do something, but we don't actually get the motivation to say, you know what, I'm doing it. I'm getting up, and I'm gonna just uproot everything and figure it out. So, just with Mitch and Zack alongside them, I've been able to just now put myself in a bigger pot and be like, okay, this is actually possible. I can actually come out here, do what I do is Good and Groovy, like streaming for, like, I don't know, I'm just out here trying to figure out different voices and doing different stuff. But I'm also going to a lot of festivals out here too and seeing the energy. So I get to kind of come back and tell them like, hey, like, look what I found, or like, look what's out here, look what's working for people in California. So they get to kind of, for the company in itself, they get to kind of have an outside, different state world. As far as for me, I'm just trying to be a voice actor and maybe start my own production company, film company, alongside everybody that I can collab with.
Okay. Yeah, so that's your side of like, so you said you each have your separate businesses, right? I think Zack had mentioned that to me before. I don't know if we said it on the podcast, but each of y'all have your separate businesses, and then you want to collaborate on this one, right?
Yeah, like this production company, I guess you could say that we would be building in a sense is what we essentially really want to do is bring together people in a different... Everybody wants to get brought together a certain way, but I think since COVID, there is a big, like, separation of... there's just a bigger separation than there's ever been in the world. And like, you can feel it. It's strong everywhere you go, especially here in California. People are very much more distant here.
It's hard to, like, a little bit more and do all that stuff. Right?
It's way more cutthroat in the aspect of you're not making friends. You're not. You're out here making business connections in general. You're always on your toes about what type of interactions you're having and what interactions you can potentially make more. And like I said, I'm out here kind of scoping out what's going on, because Texas is a big state and there's a lot of things going on, but there's a lot of other states where there's a lot more like I feel like more separation.
Yeah, and Cali is just, there's so much going on over there too. Like Cali's just, because I mean the politics are all over the place. It's such a diverse place as well, and like all the interests there are, I mean, it's everything,
Right,
Yeah.
and that's that's one of the reasons I'm trying to be a little vague on some of the ideas that we have, is without giving it too much, because we haven't really solidified a lot of them, and we don't want to be giving out a lot of those ideas.
Yeah.
So like we have various different. Right now, the kind of point that we're at is, like I said, is kind of building the foundation. Both make sure that all three of us are in a good spot to move forward with it, but also work on all three of us on building our own skill set, our own brands.
I think the foundation's there already.
Yeah.
Just need to put the walls up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Right.
get some concrete
Yeah.
ideas and actually put them into it.
Yeah.
Right. And I guess that kind of comes back to me, is like my own little quote of self-doubt. It's like, it's like you can continuously delay things through self-doubt, and as a result, you become your own self-fulfilling prophecy of failure.
Yeah, right.
So I guess that's kind of one of my own things. Like, it's like I'm always kind of hesitant to make that jump, but these two really kind of help push me into action.
Yeah,
Scary.
whenever you're accountable to other people, though.
Yeah, right. And that's kind of where my mindset is when it comes to the foundation idea, is that it's like I know that I want to make sure that I'm in a good position to where it's like I'm not letting them down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the last thing I want. That's the last thing I want.
Oh, for sure, man.
So,
Yeah, and
I
I mean,
definitely care about these two probably more than just about anybody aside from my son. And my
yeah, and I
parents.
see you as a kind of guy, like, even if like the whole thing went up in flames at some point, or like nothing ended up working out, it wouldn't be for lack of you trying. You know?
Yeah.
And it's cool how we met. Like, we're all on the same journey, and we just met at
Just
this
converged
right
on your
path.
paths.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
hey, what's up?
Your life at Detours
Yeah.
led you to
Exactly.
that point to meet each other, man.
And it's crazy when us three are like just sitting down, whether it's just one on one or all three of us together, or we're messing around on our group chat. It's like we just feed off of each other's energy and start just the ideas that we start throwing around. It's like I'll throw in an idea for a very specific show type idea that I want, and then Sammy just starts. Oh, you got to do this.
Just
and
start
that.
riffing off it. Yeah. it's
Or
over with.
just making the flyer for this. I created the flyer. I sent it out to Sammy and Mitch, and then they started brainstorming, giving various different.
She starts giving you creative ideas. He starts telling you how to actually do it, I assume.
Yeah, exactly. And then because Mitch technically wise can, as far as editing and photography and videography, is way further than
sound engineer.
Yeah, and then Sammy with her marketing expertise, like she's tweaking the flyer the way that I'm creating it, so that way it's not too much. It gives the message out.
Yeah.
So it's been it's a very
The whole pie.
the collaboration works very, very well. It's a very balanced collaboration that just happened on its own.
That's awesome, man.
It's just three people that are just going to go get feral for 4 days out on a mountain
And figure
back
it
with
out,
ideas.
man. Yeah. So Sammy, I do want to extend an invitation for you to be on your own, like, actual Detours episode of your own. But for now, I would like to just kind of hear a little bit about what led you to, like, so are you from Dallas, stuff like that? Like, what led you to be in the scene with him? Because I know we met, you said, because I remember you, and I could not figure out where, but we met in Chacho, because you came in and you put in your application, I believe, and I was there, and then I was gone by the time you started, right?
Yeah. Well, I was gone right after too, so
It wasn't the best place to work, man. That place sucked, bro.
It looked pretty.
I worked so much.
Yeah.
I worked a lot there.
Yeah,
Like,
they told me,
6
they
days a
asked
week.
me, like, why is he not here 7 days a week? I was like, I just had a kid. I run a podcast. Like, I'm not your fucking slave. First
That's not
off.
going to happen.
no.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that's not how this works. So. But yeah, just tell us.
I need my life.
Yeah, just tell us a little bit more about you, Sammy, just so people can get kind of a picture of who you are, like where you're from, what kind of a person.
I was born and raised in Texas. I'm from Texas. I'm from Arlington. I
Yeah,
graduated
brother.
from Lamar High School.
Okay.
Yeah, I graduated from Lamar High School and everything. I was out there for I guess forever. I kind of bounced around between California and here, but I've been really rooted up in Texas my whole life. Really, I could say that. So I'm from the city. I'm from where you guys are. So definitely moving to California has been really. It's been scary. It's been super, super weird, but I am only 27, so I still have a lot going for me. But honestly, for me, overall, the biggest thing that pushed me was like turning 25. I've been bartending for 6-7 years. I've been bartending since I was 18.
Okay, yeah.
So I've been dive bars, you know, kind of, you met me at Muchacho in a sense. So I started moving up into more of the fine dining. Mm-hmm. So like articulate, me being the way that I am comes from a bartender background.
Yeah.
But at 25, I kind of was just like, what am I doing? Like, what is my purpose? What can I do more than I already do now? And I really don't want to sit down on a 9 to 5. I don't think that that's me. I tried it, not me. And then I ended up telling a friend, man, I think I really want to get into voice acting. I don't like acting and like, I don't like being front and center. Look at me. Hello. I don't like that. But I started to go get vocal coaching. So I started taking some vocal lessons, and I started to figure out, hey, start to actually hear my own. I know that you do podcasts, so you know what your voice sounds like now.
Yeah, you got to get used to that. Yeah.
Yeah, and understanding that level of like actually getting to hear myself, and coming from like, I'm pretty sure everyone knows that every one of us go through a lot of trauma and a lot of things that we grow up with, and a lot of background, just feeling confident, feeling happy. I started to find my confidence and my independence and a lot of my motivation from my own voice, from starting to actually hear what I can do with it, and then get a coach to come through and here, tweak this or try this or learn this. And then I started to really encompass, holy crap, this is really cool. I can take, like I can take this somewhere. And so that kind of just really started to like rev up my engine, I guess, in a way, to put myself out there. And the opportunity arose to move to California on honestly, like it was from 1 month to the next. I'm like, I'm leaving, I'm gone, I'm moving, and I'm gonna figure it out. We're just rolling with the punches. Like, there's not much of a plan here, but I picked up, and I haven't really done much other than starting to network out here in California. The only thing I think I'm going to be doing is I'm getting signed on to Paradox Productions, which is it's an upcoming production company that does mostly like gaming streaming. Oh, okay. And then they just kind of talk over a game. Like games that don't have any words. I'm going to be the person coming in and doing that. So I'm out here networking. I'm out here trying to do the voice acting stuff. I do plan on eventually making enough money to maybe go to Cal Arts or something.
Yeah.
I'm just rolling with whatever life is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so. I'm not like letting anything deter me, and like there's a lot that's deterred me, trust me, but the universe has a way of like kicking you, and then if you don't know how to get back up after that, then you're not really, wear a helmet, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It wasn't for you in the first place. You weren't strong enough for it. Yeah. Right. You could have tucked tail and moved back to Texas anytime.
I could always go back home and stuff. But I have family here. I'm building a bigger, better family out of the state, while also having my home, which is like, honestly, Zach and Mitch have become, Zach and I have known each other a little bit longer. We've become probably I could say one of my closest friends right now. My you know how you get older and your group just starts to dwindle. But yeah, no, Zach has actually been a very, very close friend of mine. I could call him, say, a best friend for sure. Definitely best. But this is how this is all just kind of happening.
We've grown so much just to get as friends. Like just for our lives have been gone through like almost a parallel since we met, and it was the way we met was such a interesting way, like because it was so by chance.
Yeah.
So, do you mind me telling that story, Sammy?
Oh yeah, man.
Okay. So, at the time, I was actually dating this girl that was actually friends with another gentleman named Sam, who is also a DJ by the name Monkey. Give him a little shout out. Hey, Sam. He's a dope little rhythm not little, but he is little stature wise, but he is a dope rhythm DJ. But no, so I was actually at a Revolutions concert for Kristen's birthday.
Oh, nice!
And I was at his girlfriend is Kristen, who I was at the show with when I met you, Sammy. And
probably
so
know her.
And so I was actually having a drink. I was getting a drink, and I ran into Sam. And then Sam was like, "Oh, this is my friend Sammy."
Right
so Sam and Sammy, they're basically like twin flames. They were two really great individuals. But it was a very quick, just okay, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Zach. And then it was almost a year later. Me and Logan were at PY1 or P1 or PY1.
PY1.
Yeah, the little pyramid that was here in Dallas.
Oh, right,
Dallas.
yeah.
And I love this story because me and Logan, we were both tripping really hard on some mushrooms, trying to figure out what the hell this was. It was like, is this an art exhibit? Is this a club? Is this a rave? We don't know how to act.
Yeah, Kristen said it was.
The people were so weird. It was such a weird mixture of people because you had like the bougie club people, but you also had ravers, and you had some wooks, and then you had some art gallery people that aren't there to dance. And then all of a sudden, here comes Sammy walking by, just sitting there gloving for herself, just having a blast, just in her own world. And she just stops, dead ass, and looks over, and is like, "Zach, how's it going?" I'm like, "Whoa!" She actually she remember my name, and she just gave me a hug, and I was like, we exchanged numbers at that point because we didn't at the first time, and then I think it was like a week or two later is when her then boyfriend and two of my friends came over to my house for a trippy party. Or it was Easter. It was a Saturday leading into Easter Sunday, and that was the first time me and Sammy actually ever hung out beyond just like that 5 minutes at And so she comes over, and we just basically hang out for 12 hours, just eating acid and shrooms, watching Lost Lands and trippy videos.
Man, those little trippy parties at your house, bro.
Yeah, they're always fun. And like, like one her boyfriend at the time was like hiding Easter eggs without telling anybody. So like we're sitting there tripping, all of a sudden they just appear, and I'm like, that was not there. This is my house. I did not let them. And everyone's like looking at me like, no, you're bullshitting. You're the one who put all the Easter eggs. I was like, no, I did not do this.
Yeah, we all know you're deeply Christian.
Right, yeah, exactly. And I had like one of the most profound trips that particular night because of Sammy, like some of the things that she introduced me to, like Ganja White Night and their videos.
Oh God,
You're the one that got him on Ganja?
At the time, I didn't. I was like, I don't really. I remember telling her, I was like, I don't really like. I like their music, but I don't really get it because it didn't really click in my head. And then she's like, well, let's put on the Origin videos. Okay. And so she put on the Ganja videos, and I'm just like. And like everything just started clicking in my head. I was like, I understand the inverses of the universe, like black and white, up and down, left and right, like everything makes sense. Ones and zeros. And I was like,
ones and zeros.
And then
1 and 1 makes 2, 2 and 1 makes 3.
And it's like 3. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning, and Sammy's already like completely made my friend Crystal's boyfriend question his entire reality.
I really did.
She really did. It was the craziest thing, like because he was the only one not tripping. At the time he had never done anything, and so and Sammy was just having these really deep conversations with him, and you could just see these light bulbs going off in his head that he didn't even know, like these doors opening that he didn't know existed in his mind. And it sent him on a really cool journey. But,
oh man!
But then like 3 o'clock, Sammy's like, "All right, Zach, we're leaving," and I'm just like, I'm still like full trip, and I'm just like, and so they just all leave me, and I'm just sitting there in my apartment watching these videos, like watching just ganja and
go down the rabbit hole. I'm sure.
Yeah. But it was definitely a
the trip father was born that day.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like and then I think we had one more trippy party after that together, and then from that point we just kind of we stayed in touch, and we'd run into each other at shows, and then I think Wakan was the very first festival that me and her actually ever went together.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah.
Because I think there was only one ever show before that we actually went together to, and I can't remember what show it was, but Wakan was the first actual. Yeah, the Wakan was the first festival that we went to, and that was. I still say Wakan's not a festival; it's an experience.
Yeah. Dude, Mulberry is just the fucking best.
Yeah,
golly, man, I cannot wait to go back, dude.
Yeah. And I definitely want to go for Backwoods. So
yeah, dude. Yeah, I want to go to Backwoods this time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's turn our attention over here to Mitch. I feel like we've been talking over here for a hot minute. So kind of the same question that I asked her originally. Let's go with what your side of the business is, and what kind of led you, like what qualifications, I suppose we'll call them, like what business experience or whatever that you have that made you want to get into this.
I've always been fascinated by sound. I love sound so much, especially if it's a 360 sound.
Yeah.
I love hearing the brain being active
Yeah.
by sounds. So when I would go to shows, especially like EDC, at certain stages, like the psytrance stages or the techno stages, they would have speakers placed in certain directions, so you can feel the bass and actually hear the highs and the mediums.
Yeah, and these are supposed to be the best of the best.
Yeah, and the best and the best. And then the bass, it wouldn't like overtake you. You just feel the bass. So ever since then, that's where I fell in love with sound.
Okay.
And then I went to so many festivals just to look at sound.
Yeah.
And then that's where I started building stages.
Interesting.
Yeah, I started building shows here in Dallas, and then my friends
for a company or
for Full Grind Entertainment in Dallas. They're based in Dallas, Full Grind, and we still do shows.
Right on.
And we're doing shows for Live Nation right now.
Nice. Okay. Right
Yeah.
on. Yeah. Damn, that's cool.
Yeah, and then my friend Damage Control, which is him right here.
Dope.
Yeah, he started his whole DJing and then started buying production. And then we both got in it, and then we just started doing little small shows.
Right on. Okay. Yeah.
And that's how pretty much I got into sound.
Okay.
And then me and Zach, he started taking me to shows and started networking with other people. Like, oh, listen to this guy's music.
He knows everybody.
The DJs, yeah. And when we went to a show in Missouri, saw these group of people with their speakers sitting by the river with their speaker with a computer, looking at the sound waves of the speaker. And I was just like, whoa, what are they doing? And they built that speaker.
Yeah.
Just to hear.
Yeah.
Tell me about these people. Who was it?
Ubuntu, I think is how you pronounce their name. Production, and their lead artist is Serotonin.
So that probably hit you like perfectly.
Yeah, I
You're,
was just like,
watching
whoa.
them
Yeah, I was
build
watching
this?
them. Yeah, I was watching them watch that graph, and I was like, what are they doing? And I just looked at it, and I was like, I know what they're doing. They built that speaker, and they're looking at how it reacts to their sounds of the DJ, what the DJ was playing.
Yeah, it was so cool because
Yeah.
it was like I was just on
That's awesome.
it was on the riverbank
Yeah.
at 3:00 in the morning. It was just the speaker, these 5 dudes sitting around a laptop, and then Serotonin up there DJing, and
Yeah.
nobody else around.
Nobody else.
It's just pitch black. There's like one light, and like me and Mitch was like, let's go see what's playing over there because we hear music, and we go over there, and there's just a log, and so it's just me and Mitch sitting on this log on the beach,
Just watching on the computer.
watching this girl playing this genre of dubstep that
Deep dub.
neither one of us have ever heard. And it's just crimey,
It's called
slow,
deep dub.
whoa, yeah,
Shout
deep
out
dub.
Serotonin.
Yeah. Shout out to Serotonin.
Yeah, she's dope.
Yeah,
That's what's up. Hell yeah.
and yeah. So like I've been plugging her like crazy. Like she's an amazing artist, and then Ubuntu and their crew is fantastic on all
And
those
then-
Arcade 08.
Yeah, so you go to these shows with a different mindset, kind
Yeah,
of.
pretty
Oh, yeah,
much.
he does.
I'm in love with the
Sound.
sound, the
makes it
engineering, the lighting, and then photography as well, video.
Okay.
I like capturing when people are in that moment. I've done a few shows, shot a few shows. I've shot for Dirty Phonics,
Okay.
shot for Apache.
Pashi.
Oh yeah,
That sounds so familiar.
Yeah.
He's the one doing all the brass orchestra now, right?
Yeah, he's doing
Yes.
the orchestra. Yeah, shot for him.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
he's amazing.
Who else did I shoot for? Some other DJs. Right now, I'm shooting most of my friends that are becoming DJs.
Like Robert Five,
Yeah, Robify is really good. There's my friend Damage Control, also good.
Yeah.
Bermuda.
Yeah, Bermuda.
Shout out to them.
So yeah, I'm working with them now.
And this is your like LLC. Your
This
own
is mine,
company?
yeah,
Okay.
my own photography. So what I'm building is my own in-house production, where I can provide the space where they can come play, do a live stream of them showcasing their music in a proper setting,
That's what's
sounds
up.
and,
Okay.
and lighting,
Nice, yeah.
and that's how we're all coming together with production.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
It's like
So
it's like three
I
pillars.
totally called it. You are
Yeah.
the like technical guy.
Yeah,
over
yeah, I'm the
here.
technical side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So you just been going to these shows for a long time, and then so you met him at Wakan, or
I met him through my friend Kareem and Blanca
okay,
at their
right.
house. It was they threw. Was it a New Year's party?
I think so.
Yeah, it was a New Year's
It was one of
party,
those parties,
and
yeah.
everybody was just sitting on a DJ. I see this random white guy in the background. I was like, "Who's that guy?"
Who's the old
Yeah,
dude?
the old
Dark in the corner.
Who's the cop over there?
Yeah,
I swear.
yeah. And then Kareem, he introduced me to Zach, and from there we just kicked it off. He was so intellectual about certain things, whereas everybody else was, not that I want to say something bad, but everyone was just getting fucked up, whatever.
Yeah.
And then there was Zach, who was more observant, and intellectual about the scene. He knew about music and exactly like technical side. Yeah, that's where we just clicked off.
Yeah, we both we have like a thirst for learning as well as Sammy. It's like we just want to learn it. We just want to soak up everything, like anything that we find interesting. And that's why, like when I say, it's like we have so many different things in the avenue. It's like 'cause we're so interested in so many different things, and so but it's nice to see that things are starting to kind of solidify. It's like that's kind of more like three pillars that are eventually going to meet.
And I like that it's like you're putting all these things into different avenues, so you're not putting yourself in any kind of a box.
Yeah, because like we want to, because we have so many various different ways that we enjoy expressing ourselves that it's far beyond just music or art. It goes way deeper.
We've definitely talked about that, not putting ourselves in a box.
Yeah.
We've definitely discussed that pretty well. Like, so we're not going to let that happen.
We're not going to be the merch people. We're not going to be the sound techs.
Yeah, because I fully like if we were to just say like, okay, we're going to just do apparel, like we would kill it. Like, I have no doubt that we could make an entire company about that. But that's not what we want. We want to do so much more than that. Yeah, we don't want to just go to festivals and throw up a vending stand and sell cool merch. Like we want to do way more.
We could,
we could, and that's part of the plan. That's going to be an aspect of it, but it's just going to grow so much. What are you laughing at there, Sammy?
Because I also wanted those speakers.
Can't.
Sammy's losing it over here. I'm laughing at your parents over here on the chat.
Oh my God, are my parents? Oh my God.
Mom said, "Hey guys, like what you've done to my house. Love watching this." And then I'm assuming that's Dad, stepdad saying, "Your studio looks like a really nice place to live." Oh man! And we have Jesse on here, and then we have Autumn. What's up,
Jesse?
Autumn?
Hey, Autumn,
killing it over here, dude.
Autumn's
Jesse's my cousin, by the way. My number one fan.
That's the boy. Hell yeah, dude.
Jesse's awesome. Got to meet him in Denver.
So we're all family in the chat right now. Let's go.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Don't worry, the house will be back to normal in a few hours.
We'll have it ready by the time you get back, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, we got a couple of weeks.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. Yeah. So we'll call the contractor.
I probably shouldn't have said that. So.
Yeah. Okay, so Mitch, let's go back to kind of the same question I asked Sammy earlier, just like background. Like, so who is Mitch? Like, aside from the, what led you to this professional side? Like, how did you grow up? Where are you from? Like, school, stuff like that,
so
Detours, bro.
Yeah, so I don't know if this matters a lot, but I'm Mexican, and growing up in a Mexican. I mean, I've been confused.
Full blood?
I've been confused. Yeah, full blood.
Full blood? Any Aztec or anything in there?
Maybe.
There has to be.
Maybe.
Mexicans.
It looks pretty strong.
And so it was a Mexican household. I had a very strict dad.
Mm-hmm. Catholic?
My mom, Catholic. Yeah. Both Catholic, and then they converted to Christian, which is weird.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, confused me. Mm-hmm. And
so we're cool now.
Yeah. And so I grew up very strict, and they never believed my mental health. It was more about like, échale ganas, which means just go work harder, just work harder, which is it works, but to an extent. I never actually understood it. Work hard, like work hard where,
Yeah.
Just didn't know where to work hard on. Mm-hmm. So.
Like, I don't give a shit about what I'm doing.
Yeah, so at 15, I started feeling depression because my dad would tell me, "Oh, you're nothing, no secrets. Yeah, you're not good. You can't even hold the flashlight right." And
Damn.
so, yeah,
I've heard that one. Yeah, fuck.
Ocean's like, repressed
memories.
Yeah,
core memory unlocked.
So I would always have those negative effects, and then one day I found the camera in the storage room. And that camera led me to take walks, take photographs of certain things, go back to my room, start editing, and then I found like a peace between that where I can finally feel calm instead of just sitting in my room.
Fucking watching
TV not having
jerking off or whatever we do.
Not having like a feedback of extension of myself.
Like able to kind of like lose myself,
and then get a feedback and then actually see something that I've created. Mm-hmm. I was finally feeling that feeling of what it feels to feel that.
Yeah.
And since then, I really got into photography and video, and it just from there just grew.
Wow.
Started working with friends, started working with brands, rocking companies, bartenders,
Nice,
DJs, models.
Hey,
Yeah. So I'm still in that journey. Well, I've passed that journey. Right now, I'm more focused on making films, making music videos.
Oh, okay.
And maybe making documentaries.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I need to get you in touch with my buddies Nick and Capo. They worked on so I don't know if he's told you, but I wrote a book a couple of years ago. It's the Book of Osten. It's so I took all my closest friends and family and I did these interviews with them, and each person gets a chapter, and so as I tell our stories together, it tells mine completely kind of deal. And there's one story in there that these two really latched onto. It is one of the bigger things that happened to me in my life. It's what I got in trouble for, like it was the heist, we call it. Like I got caught with like $200,000 in my closet, shit like that.
Yeah.
So they kind of latched onto this idea and they started the documentary, and we did a lot of the filming and stuff. And right now it's kind of just lost on the wayside because we don't have any funding or anything like that. They're both on their, like they have their own photography, videography businesses, and they have to keep food on their tables, so they can't stop to do this passion project that we're trying to do. But the whole process is just, it's so dope, dude. Like I can see why you like it.
Yeah, no, it's a whole process. The whole process is what makes me keep going.
Yeah.
Keep doing that.
That's what's up.
And it's really cool watching when his creativity, when those gears are going, it's really cool. And I got to one of my favorite moments was actually when we were at River Rave, and when we were first there, and we're sitting there watching them set everything up, and just getting to stand with Mitch, and he's like looking at the way they have the speakers and how they're set. And he's like, if they just move it over here, he's like doing notes and everything. Like, if they just did this, that, and you can tell he wants so bad to just walk over to like the switches and just start do this and like,
let me just fix this for you. Just don't worry about it.
And he's like showing me where all the different points are, like the sweet spots of the speakers and whatnot. And it's really cool, like just kind of seeing him going at work. And I know him and Sammy had a pretty cool moment similar like that at Wakan, just walking around like during sunrise, like 6 a.m. with like a bottle of tequila or something.
Yeah, we snuck over to go see the stages at Wakan. Well, the main stage at 6 a.m. Nobody was there.
Oh,
nobody.
There you go. Oh, so you're like backstage looking at all that?
Yeah, we looked at the whole thing.
That's cool. Hell yeah. Yeah, the last time, whenever I went to Mulberry, it was at Backwoods, and we were sitting on, how they have their little like sound stage back from the stage? Yeah, so that was whenever the tornado came through at that Backwoods that I went to, and we were sitting on that stage while they're talking behind us and shit, and like one guy was like, we need to make an announcement, like there's like the helicopter crash and like they can't find these people and stuff, and he's like, I don't want to fucking make that announcement, you do it, and all this shit, and we're just sitting there tripping balls like, we're not doing it,
It's like, am I hearing this right?
I swear, right? It's like, is my hearing just like?
Did I just hear about a helicopter crash while I'm here at a festival?
Yeah, it was the whole thing, dude. That was
that was an intense year. That was 2016. No, wait, that
was 2019.
That was like a few years ago.
Yeah, 2019.
It was
2019.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, that was intense.
That's 4 years ago, dude.
Yeah, that was because that was when Rez was there.
Yeah, dude, I got to watch Rez. Ooh, bro. Nick Rose put me on his shoulders after I did my first bump of K ever to the Dragon Hawks.
Oh, God.
The stranger just destroyed that bitch, bro. I've never been put on a dude's shoulders. I've never been on Acid and K at the same time. I've never watched Dragon Hawks live, so it was a fucking experience, bro.
Oh, yeah. I remember my first time watching Dragon Hawks. It was literally sitting in one of my tribute parties, literally sitting there in my living room, and I think it was my friend Jayla. She put it on, and we're just like sitting there, and I'm like sitting there tripping, and like right as it gets to the glunk glunk part, it literally felt like someone stuck their finger in my brain and just went like that to your cerebral cortex. You just like your whole body just like wigs out. I was like, what was that? I was like, they're like, yeah, that's what the song's supposed to do.
Dragon Hawks, bro.
Supposed to mess with your head a little bit.
The first time that I heard Dragon Hawks, we were having a party at my house, and you remember Clado?
Yeah.
So we're all sitting there, and like this isn't like it's not like a trippy party. We're just like drinking, fucking around, smoking, like hanging out and stuff. And I had it on like a YouTube shuffle, and Dragonhawks comes on, and everybody stops.
That's how I found it.
Is it? Yeah.
Yes, I
So
found
there's
it.
like 10, 12 people in here. We're partying and shit. Like everybody's sitting around talking, then everybody stops and just watches the visuals. And then of course Clado over there is like, yeah, this is fucking Liquid Stranger, Dragonhawks. The drop happens at this point and shit, and we're like, oh god, dude. Yeah, it completely halted the entire party.
Oh, yeah, everyone's
insane.
like, what?
Yeah, dude, just glued everybody, dude.
Yeah, and it has an effect. That song literally like just alters your course of music taste. Like because now it just opened this whole door of like weird experimental bass.
I think that kind of was one of the things that kind of drove me towards it, because I'd been friends with like Dexter and Logan and all them, and they'd been going to these things and whatnot, and then just hearing that song on top of a couple others was like, this is
really cool.
Right,
yeah, this is different. Yeah,
damn.
Cool.
Yeah.
He's like
That's a song. That's a song.
yeah, you can see him. He's just like, oh my god, like,
got like the 1,000-yard stare, like,
Yeah.
me, dude.
Yeah. I used to be so different. I used to love Taylor Swift, and now I'm like trying.
No. I did used to be different though.
Yeah, I know. I met you during that period.
Yeah,
that's when we first
you met me after. I think after you're post Dragonhawks for sure.
Oh,
yeah. Everything now is post Dragonhawks or pre Dragonhawks.
Like me pre-raving and you pre-raving.
Bro, we literally hit it like at the same time. You were just 20 years older than me.
Yeah.
Dick. I know. I'm sorry, dude. I had to do it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so let's get back to business a little bit here. So I'm going to go around the table, and I want to hear plans for the future. Let's start with Sammy. The immediate actions, and then what you foresee, and like what kind of the end goal is, maybe.
She's like, oh shit.
I'm looking at like a 10-year goal to maybe even 20-year goal, but essentially I would like to create my own production company where I have an educational software that I produce alongside kind of like a cartoon, but it would be an educational software that I would want to build alongside giving it out to for free.
Oh,
like
okay.
a really good educational software, but essentially with the background of a lot of film and theater.
Mm-hmm.
I did theater growing up a lot, so theater to me put me into a very safe place within myself that allowed me to not have competition with people, not really care to I'm not that good of a person because that person, but like in theater you are competitive in the roles that you're getting into, but when you're on stage and you're all together, whether you're in the back of the stage, whether you're doing lights, whether you're doing whatever, you're all moving as one. And that collective sense, I essentially want to create my own production company that pulls out a lot of educational programs or the future. The children are our future, so essentially giving the people what I didn't get what I thought I needed as a kid.
What is
the mental health?
What is the message of this educational? Is it to the arts or is it towards what?
I want to, our education system here in the United States is not the best. It's very standardized. It would be more of an AI kind of integrated educational software where every child gets to learn based on how they learn.
Okay.
I want to create that broadness of how every person can get a chance to excel. There's a lot of people in our country, in the United States, that go without very basic knowledge of things, and they get pushed into having to survive versus be educated. And I feel like if we had more open, not that we don't have free education, but if we just kind of had a place of a community that came together to teach all of our children together collectively, I feel like that's what I'm trying to create. And most of that is done through production. Like when you watch a movie, when you any media that's out there, if I can tap into that media and just kind of get that attention, like the whole's attention, and then I can start, and it would be based off of other people teaching. It would be everybody putting in their 2 cents.
Yeah. Because you're not an expert at everything,
Hell no, I don't know, dude. I don't know what I'm doing. Are you kidding me?
I'm gonna get the right person for the job and let him tell you how it works. Yeah. We'll get Mitch over here to teach you.
But 10 to 15 years, that's what I essentially see myself doing, is being some type of media production specialist. I don't know, making movies. I don't want to be Hollywood, but I want to do Hollywood right.
Right on. There you go. Okay, yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
That's pretty dope. Yeah. So,
Bollywood. No.
Sammy Wood, what's up?
Sammy Wood, yes.
So Mitch,
I'm
Mitch,
making that
what's
into a logo, Sammy Wood.
That's got to be a thing. So Mitch, what's the plan, buddy?
Probably for the next year is probably get a job again because
Get a job, yeah.
yeah, because
I mean,
That is kind of important.
there it is.
This one?
yeah.
Feel free to play with that.
So
Like,
I really had a good job these last 2 years, and I just fucked that up really bad. I
Nice.
dropped a joint in my work truck, and well, I got caught the next day.
What?
Yeah, they found it.
Doing what?
No, it was just a joint in there.
No, I mean, like what kind of work?
So what I do is we install TVs, speakers,
Oh, okay.
and interactive classrooms. It will be
okay.
interactive system for students to learn.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
so students will go up to the board, touch the screen, have speakers, announcements, everything.
Can't be high when there's kids involved.
Well, I wasn't even high. I just dropped a used tube,
Just
which
happen
is
to have it.
Oh, really?
this right here.
God damn it,
Oh,
Rick.
what? Did
Yeah.
you even have a joint in it?
Yeah, I had a joint in there, and
okay.
it fell. I was cleaning my backpack out, and it fell in there. So the next day, they find it, and they're like, "Oh, what is this?" Well,
Well, there's
Yeah.
that. Yeah. so getting a
yeah.
job.
So getting a job,
Same
making-
field or what?
Same field. I was pretty much managing projects. You know, I had a team of 6 people. Just deliver projects every 3 months. So I want to get back into that. Save more money.
Yeah.
And put. Now that I had a detour of this happening to me, I want to be smarter with my money now and actually putting my money where I want to. You know, like production.
Invested into
Putting
the right
putting back
things,
into
yeah.
our group where I need to invest that because all my money usually would go just to parties and drugs,
fucking around.
alcohol. You know, going to a lot of festivals, going to shows, and money is gone. You know, I need to take a break and actually work on what I need, what we're talking about.
Yeah. Lay the
that
foundation.
The foundation,
for the
and
future
build the
kinda
walls, put the doors, the lights, everything.
deal. Yeah.
So that's my goal for the next year right now is get a job and put my money towards something good.
There you go. Okay, yeah. That's a very responsible and smart
You got
goal.
this,
I
Nick.
applaud you for that.
Got this.
Yeah.
Got it, man.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah. I think you'll get that done a lot sooner
Yeah,
than you think.
I'm glad it's happened. You know, it's like a detours.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was an eye opening for me. You know,
Yeah, it kind of gave you a little bit of perspective, I suppose.
Yeah,
like
it's
whenever
like-
you can take a step back from
be
like the daily
more
grind and
responsible.
stuff. Yeah.
You know, don't take weed to work.
Yeah,
No, just
there you
wait at home. You know,
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, leave your weed at home.
Yeah.
That's the big takeaway. Yeah, and don't spend all your money.
yeah, and don't spend all your money.
Yeah, don't spend your money and leave your weed at home.
Yeah,
Right?
Kids. All right, so Zach, the plan for the future.
So there's a handful, and it all involves all of y'all. For one, my main focus right now is kind of in the same vein as Mitch, is getting the finances in order. I've kind of come to the realization that I'm not ever intentionally going to go back to working a 9 to 5. If I have to, I will. Yeah. But it's like I'm out there, I'm applying for that, but I'm also looking at other avenues to make money, as well as taking classes on learning how to invest, how to get investors, how to gain capital, so that way we can start really putting some of these plans into full on action, and also learning that information and then passing it along to both Sammy and Mitch, so that way they can help grow their own personal wealth.
Right on.
And
bringing the people up with you.
right, exactly. Yeah. So, and that's kind of where I get back to that whole foundation talk. It's like, so on top of still focusing on my mental health, my recovery, and making sure that I stay true to that. But I'm also expanding out my skills. So anything that I'm looking at, it's an opportunity to grow myself. So things like I said, like going into taking trainings for investing. I'm about to sign up to become to get certified as a life coach. I want to look into becoming a psychedelic therapist at some point. Those are all things that I find interesting. Wanting to take a course on how to communicate better. Because there's one particular person, I actually sent it to you, and I know I sent him to Sammy, but a guy named Vin. I'm blanking on his name.
Is that what you sent me today?
Yeah, but the guy basically teaches you how to communicate, how to utilize this tool. It's like we grow up our entire lives and we're taught how to be successful in everything, but we're never taught how to utilize our greatest tool, which is our voice, which Sammy's currently going through as
literally
a voice
working
actor
on it right now. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like I want to grow, add additional skills, because the more skills I add, the more value I have to myself, and it's things that I can teach. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, what I've kind of come to the realization that my greatest strength or my path is teaching and helping people heal. Mm-hmm. That path got extremely and brightly, vividly illuminated over this past weekend when I was at Wakan, and because I had some amazing experiences that I can't even begin to fully understand, because they are still unfolding. But some of the people that their path that I was put in front of mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Are going to help me realize that.
Right. Yeah.
For example, like that's one of the reasons I have so many very little things here, like the hat, for example,
right.
Was gifted to me almost within minutes of meeting this gentleman named Aaron, who lives in Arkansas, who is probably listening right now. He lives in Russellville, and when me and him were talking, we were talking about one of my passion projects. One of the things that I want to do is create like a retreat for men to go to for healing, mm-hmm. where men can feel comfortable to actually sit around and actually have heartfelt conversations and actually talk about their emotions and learn how to deal with those things. Because the one thing that I've learned in my own experience and seeing so many of my male friends struggle with just expressing their emotions, and seeing them go through these various different challenges of depression and anxiety and bipolar and suicidal thoughts that society just doesn't really give a shit about.
No, not at all. Not for dudes.
It's like, and so, but I see a great opportunity through my own journey to help those and do it. And that, in meeting Aaron, I find out that he's working on a similar idea as well. And so we had this amazing conversation. And when I told him, when we were introducing each other, he asked me what my name was. Or he's like, is your name happen to be Dawn? And I was like, no, but people been calling me the Rave Dawn. Yeah. And he's like, well, I think that this hat like belongs to you now. And he's like, he sets it on my head, and this hat like is a custom made hat.
Está viejito, Don.
Viejito.
I don't even know
Viejito, Don.
what does that mean?
You're old.
I get him.
That's because I called him the Don.
Oh,
I was like, you're the son. It is Don.
Yeah.
You're Don
You're
because
the one that came
you're at a certain age where the Hispanic community calls you Don. So you're now Don.
Don Zack.
But yeah, Sammy is the one who gave
Don
me the
Zack.
name. So the reason why Sammy gave me that name is because when we were up in Wakan and I was introducing to some of my friends that were from Arkansas, and they were like, I was like, oh, you're the Rave Grandpa, and Sammy's like, you're not a grandpa. You don't look like grandpa. So she's like, no, you're the Don. You're the Rave Don.
You're Don. Like you've earned your certain accolade of Don.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And so Aaron gifted me this beautiful hat that actually fits me perfectly.
That's wild.
Yeah, and
Let's see it.
Just pop it on there, dude.
I mean, that thing like fits like to a T.
That's so cool.
Like I put fedora.
You need a pipe.
Yeah, like,
No, wizard.
yeah.
Oh shit, they're over there.
It's like we're not lighting
We're not
them up.
smoking cigars in the house. I promise. Yeah.
Mom, we're not lighting with us.
We're gonna go swimming later in the cold.
But no, like
now you look like a side quest.
Right?
I swear. So you need to talk to this dude so you can get to the next piece.
No, I literally I have a video of Sammy at Wakan where me and Mitch are walking up, and literally Sammy is just standing there with her hoop. She's like hooped, and she's all whooked out in her little outfit, but she's standing next to a little hut just off on the side, and it literally looks like a side quest. You just walk up and press A.
Yeah.
Just press A.
It says, "Hello, traveler."
Yeah, literally. And so I had that. I have that video of her, and it's hilarious. But yeah, so
that's what you look like right now.
It's like, hey, we're both side quests.
With your stick, you would have to have the stick.
Yeah, this is mom's.
You would hand that to them and be like, "Now you may speak to me."
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like so that was kind of that, and then I met another gentleman named Hunter that me and him had some unreal conversations. Like I like it's hard for me to even put it into words, but he was definitely one that kind of pointed me in the right direction as to what I'm meant to be doing. And it's funny because I've been meeting people ever since my car accident in a different light, and
where you should have died,
right? And well, it's all part of one sentence that Sammy actually told me the day after my car accident, and I was sitting there talking to her because I was like, why the hell did I survive this accident? And Sammy told me, she's like, well, that's your purpose right now, is to find out why, because there's a reason why you survived that accident, so go find it. And so that's kind of where that's been my mindset. It's like, just be open to everything that comes your way, and go for it, and just kind of challenge the norm a little bit, because fuck normal. There's never been a prize for normal.
Are any of us doing normal shit?
No, I thoroughly love that. Like, even though this last year has been a challenge and growth, this has been one of my favorite years of my entire life. Yeah. And it's like, and it's been one of the it's one where I've lost a job.
This is the hardest year.
One of the hardest years, but when I look back, it's like, man, it's been an amazing year. It's like I've grown so much, and I've learned so much about myself, and I'm at a point. I'm at a point where I'm incredibly happy with who I am and who I'm becoming, there's just so many opportunities. It's just I just got to just keep pushing, and it's like, and I keep saying, me and Sammy have said a few times, it's like we see that corner is just right there,
yeah.
And it's like we just keep going. It's like was it 10,000 nights will equal to that one overnight success.
Interesting. Yeah, all those nights of hard work in the garage or whatever. Yeah.
And so it's just I just keep creating, just keep learning, and keep putting your message out.
Keep creating.
Yeah.
Keep creating.
I mean, what am I at? This will be my 93 podcasts or something like that.
Yeah,
and we're still chilling.
Yeah. That's awesome.
You know, something's eventually going to happen. I would fucking hope. I'm still beating my head against this wall, so somebody,
and that's
somebody tap on the other side for me.
Right.
You know?
And that's one of the things you alluded to earlier. Is like you always say, is like you even say this about me, is that I know everybody. But it's not so much that I know everybody. Is that one of the things I love is bringing people together that can complement each other. Just like our buddy Logan has brought so many people to us. Like, because of that interaction, I met you, and then we've grown so much so far to things like the awareness.
Is Mitch alive over
there? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
he's over there.
Yeah, yeah, you can barely see him. Yeah.
But yeah, so like we got, and then also the awareness project, the things that we have going on with that is going to be really cool. That's one thing. That's one. So,
I recorded their podcast night before last,
which I still need to do their logo.
Very dope. It was very dope. Stanley couldn't be there, but me and Ryan sat down, and dude. So I decided the first episode was going to be the state of the environment, and I pulled up a couple of different websites. I still haven't pulled up there, and like I just looked at a couple of these articles and let him kind of riff off of it, and like, dude, it's fucked.
Tell Sammy and Mitch exactly what the awareness project is, just a little quite so they know, because eventually they're going to work together with them as well.
The awareness project is a nonprofit here in DFW. Both of the guys came from these corporate jobs, and they saw how the corporate world treated like waste and things like that, and so they Ryan was able to actually like change some things in his industry. Stanley was in fashion, and so they wouldn't work with him even a little bit. So he left there, came to DFW, met Ryan, who was doing all these activism things and going to like protests and like volunteering at all these different places. And so they decided that they made their own nonprofit, which is just to bring awareness. It's called the Awareness Project for a reason, because they just bring awareness to all these different things that are going on, not only in the community but in the world and stuff. And so they now have an apothecary, the Green Bodega. They have their resource center. I keep calling it a community center, but it's a resource center. So it's like they have stages in the back. They have places for homeless or anybody in need to come in, like they can volunteer that day, get their meal, like stuff like that.
A food pantry.
Food pantry out front, and
clothing.
they just work with all these different, like in all these different avenues, just trying to help their community and get the word out about all these things that are going on in the world. So
pretty cool.
They're two of the coolest dudes ever, man. I swear to God, it's insane. And so I started, I talked to him recently and I was like, I want to start you guys a podcast, because they told me they'd been talking about it forever, but they didn't know like how to do it or whatever. But they just didn't really have the time and all that. So basically I told them, I was like, if you'll sit down with me for like an hour or two every couple of weeks, I'll put together the episodes, I'll set everything up, and I'll put it out for you. So that's what we're doing now. The first episode is going to drop Sunday the 15th. Yeah.
And hopefully we'll get Mitch will get to meet Ryan tonight.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
If we get to go, we got time.
6:30. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like, and so got that with the awareness project. Got Dapper Inc., Green Bodega.
So Dapper Inc. is the overarching company. The Green Bodega and the Awareness Project, I believe, are the two separate. It's kind of confusing because it's such a huge company that they've built now. It's absolutely wild. Like they have their hands in so many different things.
What's crazy is like when you introduced me to them, it was talking to both of them, and they were essentially looking at me saying, "You're at where we were about 3 years ago." Mm-hmm. They're like, everything that we built what it sounds like you're wanting to do, what you're working towards, is what we're at.
3 years ago.
Yeah. So essentially, getting to work with them is going to give us so much insight as to what we're wanting to do, and also a great partner. And so that's one of the reasons why I've been wanting to get at least Mitch introduced, and hopefully Sammy, when you come into Dallas next time, you introduce them as well.
Just carry my laptop.
Yep.
There you go.
Exactly.
Here's Sammy.
Yeah.
Sammy, yeah. We'll put you on a little post with some wheels, just walk you around with a robot.
Just have like a Sammy.
Hey, we need holograms.
Yeah.
Like someone's little hologram.
Yeah, dude. Little handheld.
AI hologram.
Little Sammy app, just boom, good and groovy.
Sammy app. Yeah. They can call on you at any point.
Speaking of apps, I did want to there was two companies that I wanted to point out, take a moment to point out, and they kind of fall into one of my main projects, which is the whole Trip Father, soon to be.
Hold on, can we take a step back and see what the Trip Father is all about?
Yes,
that's your separate thing, right?
Yeah, so that's kind of you got Sam and Mitch. They got their good and groovy, and Mitch has his photography and videography, and but I'm actually about to launch my own digital, art page, art platform called the Trip Father, and it'll be a combination of my own art that I create, from photography to editing, but also a little bit of my own insight on psychedelics, my own philosophical outtakes and thoughts. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be kind of an overall, I guess, an alter ego, essentially, that hopefully one day will eventually become so natural to me that that'll just be who I am.
Or it already kind of is.
Yeah, it kind of already is. It's kind of just naturally formed. And I got that, and it's like, it's not a name.
Leading people on these journeys for years.
Yeah, right. And it's not one
having
of the
acid parties.
Right? And it's not even a name that I came up with or that I was given to. Like literally, I was just joking around with one of my friends when I was telling him about the Dawn. He's like, oh, so like the Trip Father, and I was like, shit, okay, that works.
That's it.
Just adding their little nips to it. I like that.
And someone was asking me, it's like, well, I thought you were the Dawn. I was like, well, technically, if you remember the movie The Godfather, the Dawn is the Godfather. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense. So
that's
the Dawn and
right,
the Trip
dude,
Father. So it works out.
Damn.
And so then I created that. I started playing around again.
The logo's sick too.
Yeah, playing around, made the logo, which I filed for the trademark for that, so nobody be taking that name.
Hey, don't touch it. Don't touch the beard, dude.
Right, and then so hopefully be launching that here in the next week at the latest, so I can start getting that. I already got a company that wants to promote my art in Dallas called Dallas Vibe.
Nice.
So that'll be cool.
The Awareness Project is very interested in you as well.
So I'll be getting my aim. And what really kind of gave me the confidence to really just jump in on that one, to really just jump off that universal path, was once again back to Wakan. I created a template for the people that were going to Wakan for their profile pic. And I didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was something cool because it was originally created by another person in the group, but she was on the road and not able to do it anymore. So I just on the page was like, hey, if you guys want it, I created the same template, but I just can't. I don't know how to send it to y'all. To just DM me and I'll create your profile pic. So I did that, and I don't know, probably about maybe 300 or 400 people asked me to do it, and then it just spread. Wow. And at Wakan, I was just having people just coming up to me, be like, "Hey, are you Zach?
Yeah.
Are you the guy that you did my profile pic?" And it dawned on me, I was like, I have like 300 or 400 people with my art as their profile pic.
Yeah.
I was like, that was really cool, and I was like, okay, so that is
that's the starts of a business. Right
yeah,
there,
exactly. It's like right there. It's like I already have recognition of it.
It's more than I got.
Yeah, and I was paying in the trip father all around all around Wakan, and people were calling me by the end of the weekend.
Stickers to slap around.
Yeah, just start slapping her.
Yeah.
Little Banksy ass.
Porta potties.
Old Banksy ass.
But so that's kind of the journey, and it's like, and then as a result, like when the way I think is like I want people to do it safely. I want people to learn about psychedelics and utilize them to
the part of us somehow.
Yeah, to the way that's been profound for me. And so as a result, there's two companies that I have been huge advocates for. One is Awaken the Flow Superfoods. They make various different types of edibles that incorporate various different types of mushroom strands, both functional and psychedelic. Yeah, phenomenal product. Some of the best that I've ever had. We're actually going to try some later tonight.
That's what's up.
And then the other one is a company or a nonprofit called Fireside Project, which is a peer-to-peer free psychedelic support line, where literally all you have to do is download the app, and by clicking the app, it has call or text, and you can at any time you can message them if you're having a bad trip, you just have questions about a trip, you have any question you want, just call them.
You don't even got to be tripping.
And like I had a
tripping looking at your phone.
Man.
Yeah.
Dude, the way your phone looks when you're tripping, God.
And they make the app very easy. It's like literally you just click the app and it's just orange and it says call or text.
That bitch can't be confusing.
You can't.
You're never getting anybody to call.
But like I
text and call on you.
Yeah, but like I used it one time. One time when we were at River Rave, there was a girl that was having a rough trip, and
one dude too.
Yeah.
Way at the back.
Oh yeah. And so we had various different things where like opportunities where I actually call. I was like, hey, do you mind if I call someone? And I call them, and they're literally just talking them down. And it's the coolest thing. They're like, hey, how's your trip going? And then they start talking to you and they're trained trip sitters and psychedelic professionals, and they know how to talk to someone. And some of the things that I've learned from them, as well as one of Sammy's things that she's taught me, came in handy at Wakan. There was a poor kid who was wigging out bad on the back of this go-kart. That was just like, I just need water. Someone please give me water. But he had like 6 security guards surrounding him, freaking him out. And I initially walked past him, but I was keep watching it, and he was just getting more and more agitated. I'm like, man, this kid's going to get kicked out or arrested. So I went back. I like got in between. I was like, and the security guard's like trying to get me out. I was like, no, you guys back up. He's just having a rough trip. Just take a step back. Give me a second. And I turned around. I put my hands on his knees, and I was like, hey, just look at me. And he's all like worried about them. I was like, no, look at me, look at my eyes. And that's when I said a phrase that Sammy taught me that has grounded me a few times. Where literally I just looked directly in his eyes, and I was like, remember, you control the drugs don't control you. And you just saw this like wave of calm roll over him, and he's like, wow. He's like, thank you. He's like,
dude, that brings everyone back every time, man.
Yeah.
It's always how you just like, hey, man, you control the drugs don't control you. Like,
I don't know, man. Mushrooms seem to have a certain sense of control.
Well, mushrooms are a different,
yeah.
But
acid, I feel like I'm in pretty good control, but mushrooms
acid,
just take
anything
you on a
else,
ride, bro.
Dude, shrooms.
It grounds you.
Okay, the best way I can explain shrooms is like Rick Sanchez's freaking aircraft.
Uh-huh.
So it's like you get into this alien aircraft. Acid, you have all of the buttons. You can figure out how to drive this thing. Mushrooms, it's like get into this alien aircraft, but it's when Summer gets stuck in that one episode of Rick and Morty, where she's like protect summer, that's mushrooms.
Dude, that's such a good way to put it, actually. Yeah. Like it's programmed somewhere in your own head to just give you what you need. But it might not be what you like, but it's what you need.
Well, like I always tell people, I was like, so to me, like
That's awesome.
To me, acid mimics your current conscious state, like your current state. That's why, like, if you take other drugs like Molly to complement it, it keeps you level. But with mushrooms to me mimic your subconscious state. So if you've been suppressing things or putting things off in your back, the mushrooms are going to be like, nope, we're going to deal with that shit right now before we get to have fun. And it's like, because it's like you'll take it and be like, all right, we're going to have a great time. And then all of a sudden you're crying in the corner.
You know how many times I've done that?
And you're sitting there like, okay. But if you just
not what I wanted.
If you just relax, and allow yourself to just let go and deal with it, confront it, and then you get to do the rainbows and unicorns and have a good time. But until then, if you
but that part, man, that part
sucks, dude.
That part, you're like, I don't want to look at myself right now. I don't want to deal with this, but that's what you did want to deal with it. You just didn't realize it.
That's what I'm wondering about tonight, because I'm interested to figure out where my mind state is. Because,
well, you have the perfect. Every time me and you trip, we always have an amazing time.
It's such a good time.
Because we always it's like that's one of the reasons why I enjoy the moniker, like the Trip Father, the whole idea behind it, because I love the idea of guiding people through these experiences and talking them through it. Because I myself went from I took it for just party reasons, just to have a good time, and then now it's more of like, okay, I want to have a purpose. I want to be able to integrate it into who I am.
It's an enhancement, not an escape.
Exactly, and that's really what it's become. And
change your life, make you a better person.
I started backwards.
Yeah, you started backwards. You
started
being
more spiritual. No.
He's like, now I'm just enlightened, so I'm just gonna.
Now that you figured out how they work, you went through the shit. Yeah.
Mitch is literally like,
that's actually a good way to do it, though.
No, he's like the scene in Step Brothers.
Clean out your closet before you go out into the world.
He's like, he finally got the job, and he's like, we're here to fuck shit up.
Yes, dude. Oh, damn.
Yeah, so
you can make a whole one of those videos on the boat, Mitch. I could see you making one of those boat videos, Mitch. I'll make a yacht.
Actually, I have a couple.
I got that.
You got boats and hoes?
I do.
He does, yeah.
I do.
With
he's already on it.
We're doing tonight. Yo.
Yeah, I'll do the dancing. I can sit there.
Nice. Well, all right, guys. I think it is about time that we make it to the awareness project and stuff. Yes. We have some stuff to do tonight.
Yep.
But you guys have been absolutely fantastic. Mitch, Sammy, you guys are both fully invited to hop on the podcast again. We'll do a full Detours, talk about you, the way that your life has gone that led you to be in this room with me currently. You know, and Zach, it is always a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We're going to have a fantastic night.
Yes.
We will shout out your fireside chat one more time. Yep. What was the other one?
Awaken the Flow.
Awaken the Flow.
Superfoods.
I do want to shout out the Awareness Project one more good time, because we're about to go to a wire wrapping class.
Yes, at the Green Bodega.
Yeah, they're having actually 2 events tonight. The wire wrapping class and then a couples candle making.
Yeah, we won't be doing that one.
Yeah, you don't want to make out?
Yeah, you don't want to make candles?
No.
This is out in Dallas, Texas.
I need candles.
This is actually in Hearst,
the Awareness
Texas.
Project out in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah,
Fort Worth or Dallas?
Yeah.
DFW.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
But so their actual headquarters kind of deal is in Hearst, Texas, 364 East Pipeline Road. I want to say something like that. Reach out to him on Facebook or anything like that if you want to get to him. Yeah, so you'll see. Yeah.
And then also shout out to follow Good and Groovy. That's GUUDNGROOVY.
Yes, sir. Yep. And then Zack
Sandoval.
Yes. Voice acting, Twitch, Twitter, all of it.
TikTok.
Good and Groovy.
Podcast, everything, dude.
Thank you for that shout out.
TikTok superstar.
Yeah, and she has some her logos now that she got are so dope.
I've seen. They're pretty dope.
Who made those for you? Who made those for you?
Caesar Molina. He's his Paradox Productions company, or rebranding at least. That's who I will technically be hopefully contracted for here here closely.
Dude, we didn't get her in touch with Caesar.
I'm going in March. I'm going to go there for my birthday, and we're going to go down to San Diego to go Party with Caesar.
Nice. DJ CZR, bro. Let's
Yeah.
go, dude. Yeah.
It's not even CZR anymore.
What?
It's Barrios.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He had to
okay,
change
I do
it for
remember that.
copyright, not copyright, but new project. So
Son
no
of
longer
a
a DJ, now he's a producer.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So, Mitch, you have any socials or anything? You wanna shout out?
Social, Instagram, Mitchell Flores with 2 S's.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then my website, mitchellflores.co.
Nice. Yeah. So you can check out his photography, all of his production and stuff like that, and just keep up with
videos.
him. And then Zack.Sandoval.
.13.
.13
for
on
Instagram. Instagram, and then that'll give you the link to everything else.
Yep, you'll figure it out
And
from
then
there.
this week I'll be launching this coming week I'll be launching my Trip Father art page.
Nice. And also keep an eye out for the Awareness podcast from the Book of Austin and the Awareness Project. That'll be dropping this Sunday, which will be before this one comes out. So it'll already be out. If you want to go look for it, look up the Awareness podcast on Spotify, Apple Music. It'll be up on YouTube, all that stuff. And it's going to be a good time. Those guys are fucking awesome, and they have good messages. So just be ready for that. But you guys absolutely killed it. Thank you guys for being here. Sammy, thank you for calling in from across the fucking great expanse or whatever.
6 states.
Yeah,
Thank
there you go.
Sammy. Love
Mitch,
you.
thank you for being here, bro.
Thank you.
Problem.
Thank you for having
Happy
me.
Friday the 13th.
Yes, Friday
Yep.
the 13th.
Friday the 13th, bro.
And get
Let's go get some tattoos.
spooky.
Oh, and I
I'm
got a
about
hell of
to
a story
get
on
myself
the
some beer.
number 13 for you.
What?
But yeah.
Podcast worthy or no?
Oh yeah, I can real quick if we wanted to.
Yeah, we got time. Go
So
ahead.
very quick story. I recently found out that my angel number is 111, which
Oh my
anyone
god, I just saw that earlier.
today. Right, so did I. And so anyone has my phone number that number's been in my phone number since I was 16 years old.
Wild.
So 111 is my angel number. But then I also found out that my birthday, which is 3681, is 368 plus 1 is 369, which is one of the most. It's considered the most sacred, most powerful number in the universe.
Whoa.
So 11369. But then also my lucky number is 13. So the first two numbers of 111 and 369 is 13.
Yes, sir.
So
What the hell?
and I've had the number 13 has been my lucky number since I was 13 years old when I had my very first at bat on my very first All-Star game on the very first pitch. I hit my very
Yes.
first home run.
13 grams
Where
tonight.
the number 13. 13
Yeah, I've told
no.
you my birthday is the 13th. My whole Social Security number is made up of 13s.
Yep.
2 or 3 of the last 5 places I think I've lived have been 1301, 1305. I think something like that. Like it just follows me.
Yeah,
It's
I got.
huge.
Yeah, I'll show you the design that I have that I'm going to have with those 3 numbers plus 13 incorporated in it
Nice.
for my chest. That hopefully Dexter's going to do, and my calf, my
There you
family
go.
crest.
Shout out
So
fucking Dexter, bro. He's going through it right now.
Dexter's my dude. He's about to get a tattoo from him, so I'm excited about that.
Nice.
So.
All right,
All right,
guys.
guys.
We're going to head out of here. Y'all be good. Play some music on the way
Hi,
out.
Sammy. Love you.
We love you.
Love you, Sammy. Bye.
Bye. Thank you guys. I'm hanging up now. Do I hang up now?